Welcome, my beautiful Leos, to your August 2024 reading. Happy birthday to those who have a Leo sun, and we'll be celebrating your birthday. But this is going to be for Leo sun, moon, rising. Many of you are intuitively guided. You may have Leo somewhere in your chart, and that, makes you want to watch the reading. I feel like instinctively. Some of you are definitely divinely guided, and I want to thank you for paying attention to your intuition, as do your guides. Many of you know I do read through my guides. And I do want to give a little shout out to some of the Leos in my life, starting with my grandson, Lexington, who is July 23rd, right on that cusp. My mother, who has crossed over, is August 5th. My son, who is also crossed over, is August 12th. And Sam, my boyfriend, is right on that cusp. He is August 23rd. So he is a Virgo, but he definitely relates a lot to Leo. He claims he's a Leo. And, I don't know. But anyway, welcome, guys. I'm so glad you joined me. We are going to use three different decks. We're going to use Mother Mary for her beautiful words of wisdom, always. My favorite Oracle deck. We are also going to use they're always hard to pick up, the Tradivia Tarot. Beautiful, beautiful deck that is the newest to the family. We'll use them to clarify or to go deeper, and deep we go. That's why the readings are long, guys, because, the beginning of the readings, I feel like it's just, it's letting us know where you're at right now. And in the middle, I feel like we start to see, like, if there's any changes that we can make to, just, I don't know, bring us better luck, to open up love, whatever it may be. And then I feel like at the end of the readings, those are where I feel like the real divine signs are at, messages. So that's why a lot of you are intuitively guided to readings. And again, you may not know if you have Leo in your chart. Some of you may be in love with the Leo, and you're just checking up on what's going on in their life. And if that's the case, just remember your spirit guides know you're here, and they will definitely send you messages. All of a sudden, I'm thinking, did I turn my volume up? Let me just check. Okay, yeah, we're good to go. So we'll go deeper with the Tradivia Tarot. And for your main spread, the Light Seers really called out to me for you. Not normally a deck that I use for you. I don't know why, but I go with my intuition. And this is a deck that really, like, I just put my hands over my decks, and I trust in my divine guidance that the right deck will be known. And this is the deck for August. All right. So we're going to go ahead and give it a couple shuffles. Everything is always shuffled, by the way. I want to, as always, thank you all for being here. Welcome to anyone who is new. Welcome to our soul family. We're so happy to have you. All right, let's go ahead and give them a cut. And let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to bring the lid down a little bit more. Okay. And let's begin. During the reading, I often think it's a good idea to ask your spirit guides to give you signs of confirmation. So definitely feel free to ask them. I feel like they're just waiting for you to ask. And that can be like through numbers, words that I say, a song that I might sing, you know, color, whatever it may be. So just clear your mind and trust in your guides. All right. All right, we start with the Nine of Swords, but I have to tell you, the Nine of Swords talks about unnecessary worry. It is worry, but it is unnecessary. And I feel like the beginning of the month might be a little bit, you might have some ups and downs in the beginning of the month. But I don't feel like that's going to last. I feel like improvements in all areas of your life are going to start happening. Maybe this is just saying to believe that. Some of you may have been through some difficult times, and that worry may still be continuing. So think about that because this really does speak about unnecessary worry. Also, your health in the beginning of the month. I feel like, again, you could sort of have some ups and downs, but I don't feel like it'll last, so just be conscious of that. Nine is about reflection, but it is about final reflection. So, and I love that there's a little white dove amongst all the ravens. It's like that white dove, the light. It's going to reach you. All right, let's keep going. What I was feeling for you, let's just say planetary wise, the Nine of Swords makes sense to me. Hmm. We have, why can't I hold it? We have the Two of Swords. First of all, it came down from a nine to a two. That's good. Two Swords really just talks about, I might have a blindfold on. There may be something I don't want to face, but I need to face it. I feel like the longer there's something that we really need to face and we ignore that, the bigger the problem seems. And I feel like that's illusionary. Like the problem isn't as big as we imagine it will be. She's looking right over at that Nine of Swords. It can talk about blocking opportunities, but in the same breath, I feel like your guides will help get you through this. Definitely ask for their support. We have the Emperor, part of Aries, um, can be the father figure. This is someone that normally we look up to. He is in the upright, so I feel like there's no reason not to look up to him. This can also talk about you and something you're creating, your business. Just like health, I also feel like your finances may go up and down, but temporarily. So some of you may be wanting to start like your own business, and you may have a little bit of fear about that. I feel like the Emperor is telling you that, you'll be fine, that maybe you were made to, be the boss, be your own boss. This can also certainly talk about promotions. Um, again, a little bit of worry before that, but I feel like this means trust in yourself, trust in your ability to create whatever it is you want to create. And then, beautiful, we have the Three of Pentacles. So this talks about your individuality and appreciating that. I often feel in the Three of Pentacles that other people are really admiring what it is we do, whether we know that or not. It's not always spoken, but nonetheless, being admired for exactly who you are. This talks about your creative house. So again, coming right next to the Emperor, to me, that's a good omen. The Emperor is looking right at the Three of Pentacles. So if I'm thinking about, let's just say, starting a business, or maybe I already have a business and maybe things have been slow, well, I feel like, again, this is about recognition of what you do, how well you do it, even if a million other people do exactly what you do. I feel like Leo is meant to be in the spotlight, whatever way that may be. Like I'm a Virgo, and I feel like I'm like, even though I do have a channel, but I feel like I'm more like behind the scenes type of person where I feel like Leo, no, I want to be seen. I want to be recognized. I'm not afraid of the spotlight. And just like it feels or like it's saying, there should be no reason for you to be, because I feel like this is telling you if you've had some worry about, your business, about what it is you do in the world, especially if it's a like coming through your creativity. The Emperor is someone who's also very methodical, definitely puts plans in place. So that may help. Like if I'm worried about something, put it on paper. Maybe do a pro and con list, that type of thing. But for some of you, I feel like you've already have the plan in place. It's now the action. And if I wonder, because again, the Nine of Swords is mirroring the Three of Pentacles here, and this is about your individuality. This is like celebrating you. And again, I feel like nobody can do it quite like you, knowing your worth, right? Instead of this worry, I feel like I just need to step into it. I just need to step into it. All right, let's keep going. Two, three, four. The Knight of Wands. Well, that is your natural energy. The Knight of Wands to me is someone who, first of all, is a risk taker, does seek adventure, probably gets bored if there's not some type of adventure in my life. But again, the Nine of Swords is above it. Look at her. She's going by the beat of her own drum. And I feel like that's exactly how it's meant to be with you. Knight of Pentacles can also talk about what's coming in. So this would be something that's passionate. Um, Again, something adventurous. Sometimes I feel like, how do I want to say this? Um, Look at that. Page of Wands. She's like throwing her wand into the air, almost like saying, I'm going to take a chance, and wherever that wand lands is where I'm going to go. But I do feel like you have some control over that. But I do feel like this is saying, take a chance on you. Take a chance on you. Some of you may have offers to start coming your way. And again, you may say to yourself, well, am I qualified? Will I do well? And I feel like the answer is yes all day long. But until you believe that, I don't know. Does that kind of block it? Interesting because you have a lot of fire on the table. Out of six cards, three of them are already fire. And the two that are swords, we kind of want to get rid of them. By the way, the person in the two of swords is not looking at the emperor. She's looking at the nine of swords. So I feel like in the empress's energy, the emperor's energy, I feel like I already know what I'm good at. But will other people respond to what I do? And the answer is yes, they will. In a very I feel like in a very positive light. I feel like for anyone who might be stuck, because the Nine of Swords is kind of that energy of feeling stuck, right? Why am I worrying so much? What is it that I'm not believing in myself about? Is it other people's opinions? Someone telling me, maybe I know I want to do this, but I have people around me like, that's ridiculous, Leo. But you know better, right? Because again, they may just not understand. Because I feel like this Knight of Pentacles is talking about, going to the beat of your own drum. And then I feel like this Page of Wands is much more carefree. So I feel like we're switching our thought system from that of worry into that of action and desire. Some of you may wonder, like, which direction should I take? This would tell me to follow your passion. Follow your passion. All right, let's keep going. I want to say hi to Diane, also, who channels my son all the time, and just love it. I love the messages, so I thank you. We have the Hermit, part of Virgo. It's your neighbor. This is about your wisdom. I feel like this is relating back to that Nine of Swords. Some of you may have been through some energy that felt like the dark night of the soul. And when I say the dark night of the soul, I mean sometimes I feel like I don't know my way out. How do I make this change? And I feel like I just have to put my toes in the water. I just have to move forward, even if it's step by step. I feel like this is talking about, you're an old soul. You already possess the wisdom. This is also very spiritual energy. When this person goes into the dark night of the soul, and it can mean like, maybe I isolated myself for a little while. Maybe I was seeking like deeper answers. Maybe I was seeking the way out of something. I feel like what the hermit realizes, is that I am my own savior. If I'm searching for the light, what I figure out in the hermit's energy is I am the light. I am the light. Coming over under the emperor, some of you could certainly have spiritual based businesses. The hermit here is emerging from the cave and he's shining his beacon of light outwardly, like out into the universe. So it's almost like I'm taking my wisdom that I've gained through my experiences and potentially helping others. Whether you do that for a business or it's just who you become. I feel like once we realize that we are our own saviors, right? Maybe in the Nine of Swords, I'm waiting for someone else to save me. Well, the hermit would tell you, you can save yourself. You possess this light. You are the light. Now use it. Use it. You know what else I like about this? You can't really see it in this image. This kind of reminds me of the foal sitting on the cliff, right? About to take a leap, but I have to trust. But what I was going to say is that usually you see this beacon of light like illuminating a snake. And to me, it's like saying that I've learned that, you know, if if someone's energy comes towards me, if something is not right for me, if the snake is about to bite me, I'm going to see it before it. Right now, my eyes are wide open. It's like you took the blindfold off of the Two of Swords, and now your eyes are wide open. I really love this energy for anyone who has a spiritual type business. And that can mean many different things. When I think of the Leos in my life, they're very creative, very very artistic. And it's funny because when I think about my son, who was like, who could play the guitar like nobody's business, had a great singing voice, didn't get it from his mom, but he's a great singer. It didn't, it took him a while to really believe that other people, or maybe just believe in himself. Again, nine, final reflection. To me, that also means like if you've been in the dark night of the soul, so to speak, that you have the ability to emerge from it. Maybe you just have to take some chances. Hello, Fool. Interesting, I just said the hermit reminds me of the Fool standing on that cliff. Well, here is the Fool. So this is about a new beginning. Um, and I love that it's mirroring the Knight of Wands over here. Passionate new beginning. Definitely something desirable. Also coming under the Three of Pentacles. So your creative house, taking a chance. I feel like in the Fool's energy, especially next to the Hermit, if I do fall, it's like my angels will catch me. They'll put me back on the right path again. Just being open. Remember, the Fool does not carry the past with them. The experiences, the understanding of those experiences, the wisdom that I've gained, yes, that will always remain with you. It's like the hermit's light. Once I figure out, that I have that light, then I don't have to seek it anymore. I just am that. I am. I am. So I love this. A passionate new beginning. And whatever it's relating to, I feel like this is really, it does feel like the spotlight is on you. And it does feel like other people are really recognizing you and appreciating you for who you are. Like, I don't have to be someone different, right? I don't have to wear a mask. Maybe back here I thought I did. But this is saying you don't have to wear a mask. Like, be who you are authentically and just watch the world open up to you. Let's slide this up a little bit more. And let's keep going. Let's follow the Fool. Beautiful. Wow. You now have the Emperor and the Empress. It's like the mother and the father figure. The Empress so creative. And, this is someone who is receiving epiphanies all the time. We all are, but this is someone who listens to them, doesn't second guess them. This is about giving birth to something. And again, it may be something new, but I feel like your soul is so ready for it. I also want to say if this is speaking of love or love to come, I love to see the Empress and the Emperor in the same reading. I really feel like they help fulfill each other. Even though, this is someone who, she's loving, she's nurturing. She definitely, both of them care about their fellow man. Helping another makes me feel good. And this could even talk about a partnership, like someone coming into your life, which definitely would feel like a soulmate energy. Now, I'm not even talking love. Could be. We'll see. But, I feel like it would be the perfect partner. Someone who gets me. Keeping your heart open. Keeping your eyes open. Even though she is like, it's like she's taking a nap, right? But it maybe it's like through her dreams, she's receiving these epiphanies. And then in her waking hours, she's putting them to use. Some of you, that may be how your guides reach you, especially with the Nine of Swords. I'm not so sure that I'm receiving signs, Sandy. Well, that's why they may reach you through your dreams. It's funny because when lately I've been having the strangest dreams, and I keep waking up feeling like I think these dreams are for other people. And I'm noticing that they're coming out like in the readings. So, the full, a new beginning, beautiful creative energy in the Empress, loving and nurturing. But listen, she is nobody's fool. Why? Because I've been there. I've done that. I've learned. I've grown. I feel like she's of a high vibration also. So again, anybody who comes towards me, anything that comes towards me of a lower vibration, she'll know it instantly. And that's why she keeps her heart open because she doesn't need to fear, that the snake will bite her again. I can see the snake. Pay attention to your dreams, Leo. The Empress and the Emperor in the same reading. One of my favorite things to see. And by the way, if we start at the Emperor's energy and we just get rid of this worry and that blindfold, everything is of a very positive nature, right? It's like coming back to you, trusting in your abilities, putting these epiphanies, these ideas into place. That may be why the Emperor is like, okay, maybe I didn't need to make a plan. But now that I have that plan, it's time for action. If you so choose. It's like she's getting ready to give birth to something. Some of you, you could certainly be, if you're in a relationship, you could find yourself pregnant. If you don't want to be, then take that precaution. You know what I mean? And if you want to, then I would say, be proactive. Hello, Chariot. So, I feel like the Chariot answers a question for a lot of you. Like, can I truly be successful? This tells you that you truly possess unlimited potential. What you want to remember about the Chariot, though, is the Chariot moves by your intentions, not by the reins of the horse. And your intentions are like the law of attraction. Your vibration is like the law of attraction. When I'm in this lower type energy, and that's really what it is, lower vibrational, because there's something you're just not trusting. Um, you know, and I do feel like it's within yourself, though, of course, people could have put thoughts in your mind. But I feel like, they were just wrong. They're wrong about you. Also called a Cancer, by the way. But I love this right next to the Empress because literally it looks like she's about to give birth to something. The foal is about a new beginning. This is telling you your creative house is going to be on fire and that other people really are going to, they're going to look up to you. Both the Emperor and the Empress are someone who care about their fellow man. So I could definitely see you doing, and listen, when I say spiritual based business, it could just be like, I don't know why I'm thinking this, but like I'm thinking like a TED talk, where I'm just speaking of my experiences, but I'm doing it to help others. Unlimited potential. I already knew that about you. So you got both your neighbors here. You got Virgo on one side, Cancer on the other side. And then, well, hello, the wheel. This is destiny. Man, I feel like if you had any doubt in yourself, and your abilities, whatever it is you want to do, create, however it is you want your life to look. I feel like this reading is here to help you trust in yourself. This means you're just destined to do something. Now, sometimes the wheel gets stuck. Sometimes we're on the bottom of the wheel. But the wheel is always moving. So if we're at the bottom, we're only going to go to the top, right? There's only one way to go, and that's up, 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 up. So I feel like this is something that, this could be something that your soul wanted to come into this lifetime to do, to create, to experience. Now, because, we are spiritual beings, but we're having human experiences. And, we're born with amnesia. We can't, usually, not every, I don't want to speak for everyone, but most of us do not remember past lives. Um, don't remember our soul family that we're always connected to. But I do feel like, our soul does plant certain seeds, certain adventures that I want to have in this lifetime. And then I feel like part of the soul's quest is to figure that out. Destiny, unlimited potential, the wisdom you have gained through your experiences. It's almost like it's saying, if you didn't have some of these difficult situations, potentially you wouldn't recognize the joy, the adventure that wants to now open up. If my life is always good, then do I appreciate that? But if I've gone through the dark night of the soul and now I'm moving towards the light, towards unlimited potential, am I going to appreciate that? Oh, yeah, definitely. So something is definitely destined. And to me, this means that this is the time. The destiny is calling your name. All right, keep going. Wow. Hello, divine timing. Beautiful. So let's talk about temperance for a second. First of all, it is the card of Sagittarius. Um, Temperance's first lesson is patience. However, I do feel like sometimes divine is waiting on us, waiting on us to start to believe in ourselves. And because it's gone from the Nine of Swords down to the Two of Swords right away, I feel like even in the Two of Swords, I'm starting to really believe in myself again. I can still have a little fear, but I feel like that's just life, right? But I feel like you're moving past that, sitting right next to destiny, divine timing. It's like your guides are saying, this is the time. If you came into this reading looking for, like, should I or shouldn't I do something? When should I do it? I feel like it's now. It's now. And I feel like temperance also may be waiting on you to take on that fool's energy, right? Just learn from these previous swords, but don't let them stop you, right? Come into the fool's energy, like be ready to have a new beginning. And again, mirroring that Knight of Wands, adventure, passion. And then the Page of Wands, it's like you're saying, wherever that wand lands, it's the direction I'm going to go. That could certainly talk about, like, wherever I'm passionate about, that's the direction I'm going to flow or go. Divine timing. What a beautiful bottom line. Actually, everything is beautiful from the Emperor on. Trust in divine timing. Your guides are always here to help you, always here to guide you. And if some of you, I feel like you probably asked that question, is this the right time? The answer is yes. Can I be successful? The answer is yes. As long as you put the energy into it, then it's yes. And Temperance again, divine timing is mirroring the Empress, giving birth to those ideas. That's why she looks like she is just about ready to give birth. And I feel like for some of you, your guides are reaching you at night when you're sleeping. And if that's the case, you'll probably have some dreams. That's probably why I was talking about the dreams I've been having. Write them down. Even if they don't make sense, like write down what you remember and, like keep a dream book if you choose. Um, because sometimes it's like it may take more than one dream to give you the clarity you need. But I feel like when you start to read it, look back at it, you start to have epiphanies like, oh, okay. Also card of Sagittarius, by the way. So you have a lot of major arcanas on the table, which you can certainly talk about. Again, new beginnings, changes. But I feel like these changes can only be good because it's moving you again out of that energy of worry. Again, there may be something I just am afraid to face, or maybe I'm just simply saying, will I be successful? Whether it be love, career. And I feel like take off the blindfold, trust within yourself, and I feel like the rest will just follow. You do have to put action behind it. Look at that on the bottom of the deck, the Ace of Swords. Wow. Just look how she's like in a meditative state, but she's receiving. She's like receiving guidance, epiphanies, ideas, direction. This is perfect. For the way your reading's going right now, this is exactly what I'd want to see. I feel like it's just trusting in it now. Your guides are trying to reach you. And I feel like what they want you to know is that you should believe in yourself. I feel like if this is talking about something you want to bring to the world, I don't need to know everything, right? You already possess a lot of wisdom, inner wisdom. And the Fool is like leaving these swords in the background and instead is going to start following the Fool's passion, epiphanies, ideas. It is the truth, integrity, all of that. I kind of want to peek what's under it. The Knight of Swords. Some of you may be subconsciously calling someone in. It's funny because I feel like I do feel like that for some of you. Like subconsciously, I'm calling someone in, and it's like this person's running to jump on his motorbike. Here I come. Here I come to save the day. Okay, interesting. Let's go ahead and bring the Trivia Tarot in and let's go deeper. Let's figure out exactly what this is talking about. I feel like it's pretty clear, but let's go deeper. Divine is sitting next to the wheel, which is your destiny, which is sitting next to the chariot, which is unlimited potential, which is next to the Empress, and that is someone again who gives birth to her ideas. She trusts herself. Let's give him a cut, introduce him into the reading. And by the way, the Emperor and the Empress are sharing the wheel. They're both connected to that. So that means something. All right, we're going to start at the beginning. but we're going to read it as a whole. I also feel like divine is saying to you, there's an idea that you have. And some of you are already moving into this. Maybe things have been slow, but now is the time where things are going to start speeding up. Maybe I have been putting effort into something, but I really haven't been seeing the fruits of my labor. Well, I feel like that is about to change. And if it's speaking of love, I feel the same thing. It is probably speaking of all of the above. Okay. Well, hello, lovers. So, it's interesting because we really don't have any love cards on the table, but I did feel like I felt like this is not just talking about like your career, it is talking about your whole life. And now the lovers comes out. So, the meaning of the lovers is a head over heart decision. And that may be the case. Also, card of Gemini. But if this is speaking of love, chemistry is off the chart. I feel like it would be undeniable. Some of you, I know it's talking about love, and it's not just love, though. I want to make that clear. I feel like it's a little bit of everything. But the Emperor and the Empress in the same reading, with divine here, the wheel, your destiny. Some of you, you're calling in your lover. I don't like to say this very often, but I feel like it's at least a soulmate energy. Some of you, I feel like it could certainly be a twin flame energy, but I feel like you're calling someone in through that Ace of Swords. And again, it may be subconsciously, they hear you. And divine is a part of all this, right? In divine timing, when the timing is right. Interesting is coming over the Nine of Swords, though. Some of you may think, I don't think I'm ever going to find love. I don't think I'm ever going to find the right person. But then look what divine brings out. When I look for great love in a reading, truly what I look for is the Emperor and the Empress. To me, they are of the highest vibration. They're still human. They can still make mistakes, right? But these mistakes we learn from. On lovers. I don't know if I said card of Gemini. It's like you're getting everybody's sign. Well, that's because, there's a lot of different people here. I feel like the messages are similar for a lot of us, or a lot of you. But like the person is not going to be the same. All right. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I love this deck, but it is a little hard to see the picture. But let's talk about this queen. Because this is a queen who really can read between the lines. If there's anything I'm worried about, this is the queen that will find it. Like let's say a contract is put before me. This is the queen I would want to look at that contract. Because if there's any hidden clauses, she'll find them. Now, I do feel like this is you. Now, some of you, it can be, another, like an earth sign, but I really feel like it's you. I feel like because the Emperor and the Empress are out, you already possess this. Because, I feel like the Emperor and the Empress, I did that backwards, but I feel like they've gone through the experiences of all the kings and all the queens. So they are a little bit of all of them. Coming over the Two of Swords, we have the Four of Cups. So, Four of Cups. First of all, it can talk about discontentment, boredom in one's life. But the meaning of the card is really to learn how to use your spiritual discernment as it relates to any decisions you need to make. The person in the Four of Cups is real. Well, you are the person in the Four of Cups. You're receiving a cup. And I feel this cup is coming directly from divine. Now, it's a cup of fulfillment, but I may be fearful of accepting it. That, again, may be why the Nine of Swords is here. I just may be a little fearful of accepting that cup. But yet at the same time, I feel like I do want to change, right? I do want this fulfillment, but I don't want the experiences of the past. I feel like believe in your higher self, believe in your intuition. Don't second guess it because it'll lead you in the right direction. Divine is leading you. This cup can be something that's brand new with the Fool here. And by the way, it's in the same line as the Lovers. And then we have the Six of Wands. Wow. That is the energy of being victorious. And not just being victorious, but it is the energy of other people looking up to you because of the actions you have taken. Because you were bold enough to take those actions. And other people are saying, how did you do it? How did you do it? And I feel like you're more than happy to show them the way. But I also feel like this is a sign if, like, for some reason I'm not trusting in myself, or I don't, I worry that I won't be successful, especially because it's mirroring divine down here. Think again. If you put your effort into something, I feel like success will be yours. And it is coming right over your creative house, but it's also coming over individuality. Like, you were made to do something. And I don't care how many other people do it. No one else can do it like you. Very true for Leo. Six of Wands. Victorious. I feel like try not to second guess yourself. Trust in the guidance that you're being given. And I feel like the only reason your guides may try to reach you, well, I feel like they often reach us through our dreams, even if we do pay attention to the signs during the day. But because the Nine of Swords is here, I'm not certain if that's a sign. I'm not certain if I should accept that cup. I'm not certain if I'll be successful. I feel like get rid of all that. Just sweep it under the carpet. Get rid of it. Sweep it out of your house. All right, let's keep going. It's getting very interesting. So that Four of Cups is saying, here's the cup coming in. And you are the one who really has to decide whether I accept it or I don't. Nine of Swords, maybe I don't. But if I can clear that energy, if I can just put trust back in myself, even if I'm not trusting 100%, again, it's like putting your toes in the water. I feel like the rest will just open up for you. Your major arcana. I always love when I do a reading and their major arcana shows up. The strength card. Some of you, there are, I feel like the strength card talks about our own inner demons, but also the ability to overcome them. It's courageous, you know, and it's courageous because I feel like you're bold enough to really take that deep dive within yourself. It is a number 8, new beginning, infinity. That makes sense with the wheel and divine here. Strength card. Over the Knight of Wands. Some of you may have had like this goal, dream that really I always did want to bring to the table, but for whatever reason I didn't. And, maybe I did have to conquer myself, my thoughts, my negative thoughts, turn them around. And then, hello, star. Holy Major Arcanas, first of all. This is about your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes. And that's why she's throwing that wand out there. And she's going to follow it. I feel like that wand is going to land in the perfect place. This person's receiving a cup. It does feel like something of a dream, but something you want to manifest into your life. Like, I don't want to keep it in my dream system. I want to bring it to my reality. You do need to be proactive, like putting those positive intentions of what it is and how you want your life to be. And then taking that move, right? Making that move towards it. And listen, divine is walking side by side with you. So I feel like there is nothing to fear here. I love that it's also has a chariot right underneath it. So whatever you're dreaming about feels like unlimited potential. Whatever your wish is about, do I feel like it'll come true? Absolutely. Again, you do want to put energy behind it though. And that may simply mean put positive intentions out there. Instead of saying, I don't think my dreams will ever come true. Say the opposite. I expect good things to happen. And they do. That really is the law of attraction. And again, I feel like in the Ace of Swords, you are attracting. Also, card of Aquarius. I mean, I feel like we have pretty much everyone on the board. First of all, I feel like what a beautiful birthday reading. But I also want to say it's not just for Leo's son. And some of you may not even be a Leo. You just were intuitively guided. And what I mean by that is, you could very easily, like you could pass this video by thinking to yourself, well, I'm not a Leo, so why would I listen to it? But then something pulls you back. That's your guides. The way I do my readings, yes, I do think about the signs, but then I kind of let it go and I just read the messages. All right. Taking a while for a card to come out, but I'm going to be patient because that's what Temperance asked me to do. Be patient. Nine of Wands over the Hermit. Interesting. Because the Nine of Wands, it really is about looking at your life. Let's just say at least the last cycle. And instead of saying, like, woe is me, all the bullshit that happened, instead, I'm going to look at it in a different light. And I'm going to say, look how much I have grown from it. Look at what I have learned because of it. This is someone I call my spirit warrior. A lot of times in the image of tarot, you can't see it here, but someone is busting out of their clothes. And it's because of the spiritual knowledge they have gained. Wow, it's coming over one of the most spiritual cards, the Hermit. And I feel like it's a different perspective. Again, not the Nine of Swords. Now I'm looking at the hardships I've been through, but I'm looking at it like how I've overcome them, being proud of myself for overcoming them, and then moving out of this and taking all that and doing your thing. Interesting how your cards are coming out one by one by one. All right, well, another major arcana, Justice, card of Libra. Some of you, it could certainly talk about cutting your ties. Some of you could have certainly been in a karmic situation, whether it be a relationship, whatever it may be. But remember, if I've been in something that was like of a karmic nature, I have the opportunity to pay that karma back now and then never repeat it. Justice does talk about cutting ties. Why? Well, because the scales were uneven. Something has made the scales uneven. It just might be your thoughts. And then when I make that cut, the scales recalibrate themselves. Justice in a reading really talks about what's fair and just in your world, coming right over the Fool. And I feel like it's saying, like, you deserve what's coming into your life now. Believe that, trust that. Justice is about making you whole again. Well, again, right over the Fool. So if I have cut ties to someone or something, I feel like in the long run, you're going to understand that it really did serve you, that it really will serve you. Listen, maybe someone cut ties with you, and that never feels good. But yet, in the same breath, I want to say in this reading, this type of reading, I feel like a day will come where you'll look back and you'll be like, thank God. Thank God they gave me the tower because otherwise I wouldn't be on this new path. Some of you realize I do have to cut ties so that I can start to live my dreams. Let me grab a drink real quick of iced tea. You know, as I said that, one of the things that my son um, had to deal with was alcoholism. And it eventually did take his life. And I'm actually thinking about starting a podcast. Speaking of that, it's funny because I was just thinking the other day, like, when he did pass, I made a video where I was just showing you different pictures of him, and there was a beautiful purple U in the background. I didn't notice it when I was doing the reading. It was really all you who pointed, the ones who've been with me since then, who pointed it out to me. But it was like this beautiful purple U over the whole reading, really over my whole desk. Was that divine? Yes. Was that my son? Absolutely. And why am I telling you that? I'm telling you that because some of you may worry, that, there could be something similar in your life, and you may worry, like, can I overcome this? I'm not going to say that it's not something that, well, I feel like, you need to be proactive in that also. You know what I mean? Like, let's say it is alcohol and I get this urge. Well, have someone that I can reach out to, right? Like, have someone who, right when I'm feeling like that, even your guides, though, even your guides. Okay. We have the Page of Swords over the Empress. How interesting, because with the Ace of Swords, I can't hold both decks at the same time. With the Ace of Swords, literally, I mean, it's literally showing us receiving these epiphanies. Some of you, it's like subconsciously you're calling someone in, and here they come. It's like I was just waiting for the call, and they're going to jump on that motorbike and they're going to reach you. And now we have the Page of Swords. Some of you could be dreaming about someone you knew back in the day. I also feel a page certainly can be younger energy, like someone back in the day. But it can also be what's in the atmosphere right now. So again, it's like, and you can talk about like words that you'll be speaking. Definitely putting these ideas to use. I feel like, you're not being guided for no reason. I just have to learn to trust in that. Some of you could be a phone call that's coming your way. It's like divine is hearing your prayers and answering them, or we can say God. But listen, many times our prayers are answered differently than we expect. But I feel like so much more divine. All right. Page of Wands. Under the Page of Wands, connected to the star, coming over the chariot. That was a lot to say. Some of you could certainly be reconnecting with someone. Now, does it have to mean someone in this lifetime? No. Because when I see the Empress and the Emperor in the same reading, I know one thing, they're soulmates, for sure. And for a few of you, I'd feel like, yeah, maybe a twin flame. But I want you to understand also, this is not just about love, but I do feel like it is also about love. Page of Wands over the chariot. And then the Six of Pentacles. Wow. So now the Emperor and the Empress are sharing also the Six of Pentacles. Beautiful energy of give and take. But I have to learn that. The Six of Pentacles, I feel, and by the way, it's over the wheel. Um, I feel like as I'm in the Six of Pentacles energy, first of all, you're moving from that Five of Pentacles, which again can feel like a tower moment, whether I'm giving it or I'm receiving it. I feel like it was meant to happen. Something was meant to end so that something new can begin. Six of Pentacles is that fine art of give and take. So for some of you, it could certainly be, listen, it can be either way, like, I was just giving and giving and giving, but not receiving. Or, I feel like someone was a giver, someone was a taker. You just have to know which one you were. But this is about the balance of it now. I feel like the Six of Pentacles is a very compassionate type energy. But that would also connect the Queen, I'm sorry, the Empress and the Emperor together. Compassion. You know, this can talk about learning how to give a hand up instead of a hand out. Maybe I've been giving a hand out and it hasn't produced me anything. And maybe I've been giving to the wrong person, the wrong energy. And now it's like, now I know that. Now I know that. Hello, Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. House of Abundance. Interesting because we open up this reading with worry. The reading's not over yet, but we're finishing this spread with the House of Abundance. And I don't feel like you're alone in this house. This is a house that truly can take root. To me, I also feel like it probably, like, this is not the first time. If it's love, it's not the first time we have loved. If you're asking, can I be truly successful? Wow. Truly, this is the house of abundance. Red over divine. It's like I am going to help guide you step by step. We'll go as slow as you need, or we'll move as fast as you need. Can you have true abundance in your life? Yes. This, you can say this is the riches or the how do I want to say this? Like some people look at this card and be like, "Oh, I'm going to be rich." And maybe that is the case. But really to me, because I feel like being rich means different things to different people. I feel like having that special person who maybe understands, or even maybe like we partner together and we create this together. But let's just say that you don't have that special person yet and you create it. Yes. If this is regarding, first of all, I feel like this is energy where some of you may be starting a business that you may hand down, like to your children or your grandchildren. It may be like something that lasts longer than you do on this earth. But it feels like it's exactly what you were meant to do. Now, doesn't mean you have to do it because you're free will. But I feel like your soul's desires are coming to the table. Like, like this passion, not just for love, but also what I do in the world. It's coming to the table. And a lot of you, it's answering your question. Can I find true success? Yes. Maybe it was important that I take on the Fool's energy. Important that I follow my own desires, my own passions. That's what's going to help open up some of my dreams, right? The Four of Cups, accepting that cup, trusting my spiritual discernment, remaining open, loving, compassionate. I feel like when you're in that energy, there's only good rewards that follow. And I also feel like, if there's any lower vibrational energy that at this point wants to enter your life, I feel like it'll naturally fade away. We just have to let it. As humans, what wants to fade away, a lot of times we want to grab it back and pull it back to us. And then we end up in a repeat pattern. Let it fade away. Some of you could have people in your life who just didn't appreciate you, your abilities. well, then I feel like then they got to go because you have to appreciate you. Excuse me. Wow. What a beautiful reading. So we have the card of Gemini, Aries, you, Leo, Aquarius, Libra, Virgo, um, another Virgo card, Cancer, Sagittarius. I mean, come on, we have everyone. But I feel like really what this is talking about is that wheel, your destiny. It's starting to move. It feels like the perfect timing. I do feel like that Nine of Swords has to be dealt with. And it can talk about an old relationship or a relationship, maybe for some of you, I'm getting this feeling where, maybe I really wanted someone in my life, but they just weren't playing my game. They wanted me to play their game, and it didn't feel right. If I feel like if anyone's got you on the hook, waiting and waiting and wondering, I feel like, of course it's up to you, but I feel like cutting those ties so that what really does want you can then enter. Subconsciously, I feel like you're already thinking about it. And I feel like divine is hearing you. And I also feel like so is someone else. So is someone else. Okay, let's go back and look at, let me just reposition myself. What do I want to look at? I do find it interesting you have the lovers in the same line as the Four of Cups. Again, that Four of Cups asks you to trust your spiritual discernment relating to a cup that is coming in. Am I going to accept it or aren't I? But in the same breath, I feel like I can't be too satisfied with the way my life looks right now. I do, but yes, people can, keep us on the hook. But in the same breath, we got to not allow it. Like, if you don't know my worth, then maybe you're not meant to be in my life. If you don't know that I am lovable, then maybe you're just not meant to be in my life anymore. Now, listen, I still feel like you probably learned a lot from that. And maybe that is one of the things you've learned is your own self-worth. Because again, we have you in victorious energy. We have you in the fool's energy with divine right underneath that. And remember when I said if the fool falls off that cliff, his angels will catch him or her? Well, there's divine right under the fool. But I feel like divine is also saying destiny. To me, that means a certain soul of intention or souls of intention are coming to fruition. It just feels like the right time. Maybe before wasn't the right time. Maybe I really did have to learn to believe in me above all. But I'm going to go back. I want to look at the lovers a little closer. You really had the most beautiful cards except for the first two. But even as I say that, I want to remind you that that Nine of Swords goes down to the Two of Swords immediately. All right, let's take what's face up first. Page of Cups. Well, I feel like this is saying I just had to learn to love myself again. I had to learn to love myself again. If somebody else didn't think I was worth loving, well, that is their loss. And maybe they just weren't the right person. Maybe it was a free will choice. Some of you may have been karmic. Some of you have been in a healing period, really bringing you back to yourself again. This is when you are feeling joyful, happy again. It's like that inner child is coming out. That tells me that your inner child was probably injured. And I know you don't want to repeat that. But I do feel like you've learned from that. Like now your inner child is like playful. Just, especially with the Knight of Wands underneath that, where I feel like I'm going to the beat of my own drum. And as you should. All right. We got quite a few. We're gonna take them all. Well, hello world. The next chapter. By the way, I feel like the world is the most spiritual time in your life. And I feel like once I enter into this chapter, that spirituality never goes away. Another way of saying that is I do trust that I'm being guided. And I do follow the signs. This tells me that a door did want to close, but that's because a new door wants to open. Four of Pentacles. Excuse me. That can talk about you becoming grounded. The only thing I would say in the Four of Pentacles is sometimes it can talk about like hanging on to like your idea so tightly, and not being open to other people's ideas. But I also feel like it's talking about you like becoming grounded. We have the Seven of Cups. Should I or shouldn't I? Well, that's what the lovers ask you. The head over heart decision. I feel like this energy is coming in no matter what. Do I accept that cup? I feel like in the Seven of Cups energy, it's like, you know, I've chosen cups before and they've gone wrong. Well, maybe those cups were meant to teach you something, or maybe they were just free will. But I can't. I mean, you can, but it'd be best not to say, okay, well, if one person treated me wrong, then everyone will. Not if you raise your own vibration, not if you know your own worth. And if you've learned from that, I feel like there's no way that you would accept anything less. This can also talk about how this cup is coming in. It may be on a very chaotic day, and then out of the blue, maybe ring ring, whether it be a love, an opportunity, or even both. Judgment, judgment, your spiritual team. They're calling you to the present moment. Nine of Swords. I gotta let that go. Whatever I cannot control, I'm going to put it in divine's hands. And I'm going to stop trying to control it. And I'm going to go with the flow instead. Judgment says we need you in the present moment. This is where we send your signs. This is also about a rebirth. And this is a rebirth we want. Wow. The Ten of Swords. And the Eight of Swords. Okay. I feel like what your spiritual team is trying to point out to you is that some of you may have been in a repeat pattern. Could be with another person, could be a situation, could be all of the above. But I feel like that's what they're trying to point out to you. Like, let's say in the Nine of Swords, I want to pull something back to me again, but yet every time I do, I end up in the exact same place. To me, that's what the Ten of Swords is. It's a repeat pattern, dagger after dagger in my back. Why do I want to continue? Well, maybe I think I had this love for someone. Okay, but are they loving you the way that you deserve to be loved? If the answer is no, then trust in divine. Again, it's the remembrance that you are a spiritual being having human experiences. To me, that's power. That means there's nothing you cannot get through. And trust me, I speak that from experience. Your spiritual team may tell you that you've created some walls, that you're trying to protect yourself where you don't need to. That's what we're here for. You have every right to, if that's what you want, right? They call this a self-created prison. And the only one who can uncreate it is you. But let me tell you what happens when you do. Freedom. Freedom in all areas of your life. Freedom from those negative thoughts. Freedom from those people who've been holding us down, holding us back, telling us we're not worthy enough. Bullshit. Lies. They're wrong. You have to know that. This is like building walls around yourself. And I get it, right? Your spiritual team gets it, but it still doesn't serve you. No matter how much sense it might make, it still won't serve you going forward. Some of you may need it to take some time, and that's fine. And I already know some are going to write a comment and be like, there's no way I want love back in my life. I don't trust anyone. Okay. I hate to say this, or do I? But that means that, I don't know. I feel like maybe you don't know that you're worthy enough. I feel like love happens in unexpected ways. Many of you know my love story. And let me tell you, I've been with some people who did not know how to love. I had to learn how to love. And now I am with the love of my life. And it didn't happen until later in my life. I went through many different experiences. Had to know my own self-worth. I had to put down those walls to be able to accept this cup fully. Spiritual team is saying, we can still reach you in the Eight of Swords. But until you uncreate that prison, there may be no movement. That's even more reason to put your trust within your spiritual team, their guidance. And if you're unsure of a sign, ask them to send it again and again and again until you get it. This really is setting yourself free. Following that Ten of Swords, literally, I feel like you need to ask yourself, have I been in a repeat pattern? And if so, why? Did I stop believing in myself, my abilities, that I'm lovable? And what I was going to say is, I know some people are just automatically going to say, I don't want to go through that again. Not everyone is like, let's put it a different way. As you yourself raise your vibration, know your worth, know that you're being guided, that helps you to bring down these walls. But if I'm hoping that someone's going to make a change, someone's going to be better than they were, right next to the Ten of Swords, I feel like it's being clear that this is probably a repeat pattern, that'll probably bring you right back to the same place. I don't know. Spiritual team is like, I need you in the present moment. The world talks about the next chapter. Judgment talks about a rebirth in your life. We can see where the rebirths are happening, right? In the fool's energy. The fool has set themselves free, has cut the ties to the energy that is no longer serving them, even if it's my own thought system. I got to believe that I can truly be successful. Now, as it relates to your money, yes, I do have to put the effort in. But this is seeing the rewards of your efforts. Wow. Okay. That being said, um, what else do I want to look at? Let's pick all these up first. So we don't have too many cards on the table, but the world, the next chapter. And in the world's chapter, again, I feel like you are following your spiritual guidance because now you believe. Now you know you're not here alone on this earth. You weren't just thrown down into this lifetime. You had a whole spiritual team. You have a whole spiritual team that's assigned to you. I feel like part of the lessons of life is to realize that. And I feel like once I really do realize that, it doesn't promise me that my life will be easy, simple. But if I run across a challenge, I can easily overcome it, where before I may have gotten stuck in it. I mean, everything here is pointing to really success. Everything here is really pointing to great love. Can we have it all? Well, yes, we can. It doesn't mean everything is perfect from that day moving forward, but now I know how to handle it. Now I know how to handle it. Um, what do I want to look at? Let's look at the star. Let's look at the star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. We have the Eight of Cups. Okay. Well, that is where you've taken an emotional dive or you've taken a dive into your emotional house. This is someone who is finding emotional clarity and really is freeing themselves from the past. The person in the Eight of Cups, once I find that emotional clarity, where am I moving to? The Nine of Cups. What does that give me? Inner harmony. And Nine of Cups speaks of fulfillment of wishes. Again, allowing myself to have an emotional new beginning. It's like literally you are setting yourself free. And that's what's allowing these dreams, probably your soul's intentions. And by the way, I feel like it may have also been your sole intention to go through some of these difficult situations because that truly is how we learn. But there's also rewards to that. And I feel like temperance is saying, or divine is saying, how can I introduce this great love into your life when you yourself are shut down? How? You won't believe it. That's why it's divine timing. That means at the right time. Six of Cups. Wow. Excuse me. You know, it's interesting with all these pages here and the emperor and the empress here. For some of you, this could be, first of all, I don't feel like this is talking about anyone who treated you badly, who didn't know how to love, because this talks about happy memories, treasured memories. Some of you, you could literally be thinking about someone like in your dream system, and lo and behold, they show. They show. Some of you, this could be a past life lover, soulmate connected. But again, this is over the star, really, your wish. I look at that. We have the Emperor again. I feel like this is saying, first of all, I feel like money wise, career wise, creativity wise, I hope it's clear at how successful you can truly be as long as you follow your desires, as long as you're willing to put the action behind it. I feel like you will see the fruits of your labor. I have no doubt. Now, as this speaks to love, I feel like something I would probably say to myself here is, you know, I want someone that I can really look up to. I want someone who's intelligent, someone I can have deep conversations with, someone I don't have to teach how to love, already knows how to love, right? I wouldn't be surprised if, as this comes together, that you find that you have very similar experiences. And, I feel like the emperor and the empress not only can be great lovers, but great partners. Like, we get each other. We get each other. And I feel like they each can teach each other at the same time. Also, card Aries. And it's connected to that Six of Cups. Definitely tells me that this is something that is going to make you feel joyful, happy. Maybe that's why the 9 went down to the 2 so quickly. And let's just take one more round. And I'm not really taking it on anything, just whatever else wants to come out. Well, hello, King of Cups. So let's talk about the King of Cups. Certainly, it can be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But beyond that, to me, this is someone who, as it speaks to love, um, they state the way they feel. This is not someone who holds back their emotional feelings. This is someone who really does appreciate having that special person in their life. If he was in reverse, I would tell you to run, but he's not. Now, he or she, I know sometimes my readings can be hard to follow because the way I describe things, but we have to remember that we're both masculine and feminine energy. We have light and dark within all of us. And, justice is about finding that balance. And living a balanced life is living a happy life. Okay. Anything else? Come out now. Temperance. And look who is now connected together. So the emperor was up here, the empress is down here. Now they are side by side with divine connected to them. Divine timing. Both these people have evolved. Both these people don't allow other people to hold them down. They trust within themselves. Boy, do they feel like they're meant to be. Period. They feel like they are meant to be. The wheel, right there. The star, right there. But temperance, literally connecting the empress and the emperor, where here they were separated and now they're together. Now, temperance is already here. Divine timing was already out on the table. But now it's literally bringing them side by side. What more can I say? I think I'm going to leave it there. But I am going to take Mother Mary over this reading. What a reading, Leo. Sometimes, and I know our readings are long. So, when I say this, I know some people are going to be like, you're crazy, Sandy. But sometimes you do have to watch a reading more than one time. And it doesn't have to be like back to back. As certain things start to open up for you, you may recall this reading. Go back and listen again. When I do personal readings, I always tell them, keep this reading in your back pocket because I feel like new messages continue to come out, especially as you evolve. You understand the messages even clearer. I want to say the same thing to you. And I don't say that very often in a reading where I'm doing for a lot of people, but I feel it. All right, Mother Mary. Mother Mary, beautiful words for our Leo and those intuitively guided. Jesus. I pray for Jesus' help and guidance with this situation. Well, you have divine all over the board. So again, I feel like prayers are being answered. They may not look exactly how you expected, but they'll be better, especially with Jesus involved. And faith. My granddaughter's name. Beautiful faith. I have faith in God to heal this situation. I have faith in God to heal this situation. Something's making me think of like Jesus's time on earth and all that he went through. All that he went through. Right? But never lost the faith. Never lost faith. Some of you, you're coming back to this faith. I have faith in God to heal this situation. And so it is. And so it is. Amen. Okay, Leo, I'm going to leave it there. I know this one's a little long, but I feel like for your birthday, you deserve it to be long. And I feel like we needed it to be long. I feel like it just needs to be whatever it needs to be. And I put no restrictions on my readings, like however long it needs to take to bring out guidance for you, well, then that's what I'm going to give it. And it's because I love you all so much and so grateful for you all, truly. So I thank you. Happy birthday again to those celebrating a birthday. Um, Definitely leave your comments especially if you know what I'm talking about. I feel like leave your comments. And I've been saying this a lot lately, but especially with this beautiful divine energy out, I feel like sometimes our comments can help save another's life. Someone could be stuck back here and think there's no way out, but you found the way out, so you can help them. And yes, you do help give me confirmation, though I completely trust in the messages. I just do, 100%. Um, so my prayer is that all this that is meant to find you, that it will find you. But listen, I know that I don't even have control of it. It's about divine timing. But sometimes divine's waiting on us. I love you guys. I thank you. And I will see you next time on at our table. By the way, the reason I haven't gone live lately, I don't have air conditioning in my office, and the weather, well, you all know, has been ridiculous. So, when I go live, I'm usually live for like 6 hours. Um, there would be nothing left to me in this weather. But, there's some cold stretches coming up, so I will be going live again, I promise you. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you. And I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.